Good morning. This is going to be a 60-minute slow flow for beginners or anyone looking for a gentle practice. So I hope you enjoy. This is not live, by the way, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and start standing. Bring your toes to touch, and with your feet like a little bit of a pie shape. Bring your hands to your side. Gently close your eyes, starting in Tadasana with your arms just hanging by your side, like you could just rock them back and forth, your knees slightly bent. Just really feel relaxed, crown of your head reaching towards the sky, feet firmly planted in the earth. And let's just start to breathe here. We're going to do some slow inhales, 4 counts in through the nose, hold it at the top, and then exhale on 4 counts. So let's get started. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, exhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, exhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue like that on your own for a few more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Go ahead and softly open your eyes. So we're going to just start to move here. So bending into your knees, raising your arms up to the sky, folding over with a flat back, folding in, lifting halfway. On the exhale, folding back in, and on the inhale, rising up, looking up, hands to heart center, hands to your side. Let's do that again. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold in, bending our knees, rising up, hands to heart center, hands to your side. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, hands to heart center, hands to your side. Let's just come back, check in on that breath. Make sure that you're just breathing softly in and out through your nose. And as we flow through this practice, if anything ever gets hard or difficult, just go ahead and move into child's pose. Child's pose is always available to you in yoga. We are trying to work with our breath. Anytime you're breathing and you're grounded in the present moment, you're doing yoga. So let's take our hands to our hips, take our right leg and step it behind us, sort of like a little curtsy, bend into your knees, raise your hands up, float your left hand down, and bend over to that left side. It feels a little bit different than when we have our feet together here. So just breathing. Bend your knees a little, you can feel a little bit more. Floating up, keeping the knees as they are. We're going to bend over to the opposite side. Breathing here. It's a little bit difficult to balance on this grass, but that's good, especially at our older advanced age. I don't know if all of you have an advanced age, but the people who are behind me, 6 feet apart, they definitely are of advanced age. Breathing here, and then raising back up, bringing our feet back together, toes to touch, hands to heart center, hands to your side, bending into your knees, folding over with a flat back, lifting halfway, folding back in, bending into your knees, rising up, hands to heart center, hands to your side, hands back on your waist. This time we're going to take our left foot and we're going to put it behind us, and we're just, it's like a little curtsy kind of thing. Remember that curtsy? I don't know, did you guys ever curtsy? I've never curtsied. So bending into those knees, raising those hands up, floating over to the right this time. The more you bend your knees, the more you're going to feel this. So just breathe here, remembering to focus on your breath, get out of that head, and just stay centered. Just notice that breath. Okay, let's float back down, switch those hands over to the opposite side. I feel this like right up my iliotibial band. I'm not sure about all of you, but any of you who are out there who are runners, this would be an excellent stretch for you. Okay, let's float those hands back up. Let's put our feet back together. Hands to heart center, hands to our side, bending our knees, rising up, folding over with a flat back, lifting halfway, folding back in, bending our knees, rising back up, hands to heart center, hands to our sides. Let's put our hands on our hips, and what we're going to do is we're going to open our feet about, I don't know, it's less than, it's like maybe two steps out from hip width distance. And we're just going to take our arms and we're just going to move them around. Like, this should be really fun. Bend your knees a little as you're doing this. Get that heart moving, get that body moving, feel that energy flowing. Like you feel like a little kid when you're doing this. It's super fun. Just breathing, don't forget that breath, and hold that core in as you're doing this. And you'll really notice a difference when you're pulling that core in. You can think of it as like you're whittling your waist. Okay, go ahead and kind of like do your hands like a figure 8, bending into those knees, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Hands to heart center, hands to your side. And let's bring our feet back, toes to touch. And we're going to start doing some strength poses here. I'm going to mix it up. We're going to do strength stuff. We're going to do easier stuff. So we're going to bend into our knees, shoot our hips back, raise our hands. Just inhaling and exhaling here. You can be looking up at the sky. If this is challenging, it's a little bit easier if you bring your hands to heart center. If you'd like to keep your hands at your waist, that's okay too. But continuing to breathe here. As always, if this feels too challenging, you can always back out a little and then go back in. Don't overstress yourself. This should be so enjoyable. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, bring your hands to your waist. And remember how we stepped that foot behind when we were standing? So now we're going to step our foot behind. I saw this on somebody else's video yesterday. Bring our hands to heart center. We're going to twist outside that left knee. So our right foot's behind us, and we're twisting to the left with our elbow outside our left knee. Just breathe here. And then we're going to switch over to the opposite side. So you see, we're kind of doing the same thing we were doing before, but we're just doing it a little bit more challenging. getting a little bit out of breath. I'm not sure about you. Couple more breaths here. Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna straighten our knees, place our hands in front of us, place our feet together, lifting halfway, folding in, bending your knees, rising up, hands to heart center, hands to your side. Okay, we're going to do that same thing on the opposite side. So bending into those knees, raising those hands, breathing here in chair. Careful that you're not arching too much into your back. Your back, if you were to look at it from the side, should be pretty flat. So just continuing to breathe here. Okay, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. This time step your left foot behind your right, bending into those knees, and we're going to sweep over to the right with our hand outside, or our elbow outside that right knee. Breathing here. Okay, when you're ready, we're just going to sweep over to the other side. These twists are really good at moving the, let's just say the nutrients through your body. Breathing in and out here. Saying kind words to yourself. Being grateful that you have the time and space in your day to come to this mat. Straightening those knees, planting your hands, bringing those feet back, hip-width distance apart, bending into the knees, rising up, hands to heart center, hands to your side. Do you feel your heart like beating a little? So today, this is still a fairly beginner class, but we're trying to challenge ourselves. But always remember, there is a way to adjust. You can always just do a little bit more, and I'm trying to offer those options. So we're going to do a couple of sun salutations, and I'm going to go ahead and turn to the side so you can see me. You guys stay straight. And so as we were doing before, we're going to bend into our knees. We're going to raise our arms up. We're going to fold over with a flat back. We're going to lift halfway, and we're going to plant our hands and step back to plank. So on plank, our wrists are directly under our shoulders. We're on our toes in the back, but our heels should be as if they're pressing into a wall. So Michelle, drop your rear end and get up on your toes. Okay, now drop your rear end. There you go. There you go. Try to see if you can make your back flat. Michelle, look at me. I'll show you what you're doing. You're doing this. Okay. So drop that tailbone down. There you go. Perfect. Breathing in and breathing out. Now we're going to do like a little pedal. Like drop one knee and then the other. One knee and then the other. One knee and then the other. At any time, feel free to drop to your knees. Holding in that core as you pedal those feet. Coming back to downward facing dog. Or into dog. Have we done this yet? No, we haven't. Into downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, I recommend that you keep your knees a little bent if you're new to yoga. If you've been doing yoga for a while, go ahead and straighten those knees out, but always keep a slight bend in your knees. Breathing in and breathing out. You can pedal your knees here if you'd like. And then let's go ahead and bring your toes to touch in the back.
And then we're going to slowly raise that right foot up to the sky, pressing that heel up as if it was going to walk on the sky. And then if you'd like, opening up that hip and just breathing here. Okay, now get ready for this next pose. We're going to come back, we're going to straighten out, and we're going to sweep our knee in towards our forehead, folding in, stretching back out, folding in on the inhale, stretching back out on the exhale, folding in on the inhale, stretching back out on the exhale. Float that foot, that right foot, back to the ground. Take a couple breaths here, maybe pedal out your feet. And then let's raise that right leg, or that left leg. Your shoulders should be even here. Let's go ahead and open up that hip. Trying to keep those shoulders still, fairly even. So it's like your hip section and your back is twisting. Straighten that leg back out. And then on the inhale, folding in. On the exhale, reaching back. On the inhale, folding in. On the exhale, reaching back. One more time. On the inhale, folding in. On the exhale, reaching back. Float that foot back down. Let's pedal out our knees. This time we're going to raise that right leg, and then we're going to sweep it through. Have it, and you want it to land by your front palm. Okay? I'm actually going to do this on the opposite leg of you so that I can see you. So I'm on the opposite leg, and now so your back foot is sideways and flat. Yeah, kind of like pushing out to the, I think it's to the left for you guys because I'm in the opposite way. Okay, continuing to bend here, taking some breaths, and then we're going to just raise our hands up to our knees. So like, just put your hands on your knees like this. We're just gonna build into this pose. We're gonna slowly and gently. So if you'd like to stay here, you can stay here. If you'd like to raise those arms up. Now, we are in Warrior One. So our hips are facing straight ahead or as much as you can. Try not to like bend into that. Just try to keep that like as if you're pushing the flat back edge of your foot down as hard as you can to the earth. Raise your hands up. Pull in your core. And breathe here. I like to close my eyes when I'm doing this. In between, like when I'm in the pose, I like to close my eyes so I can really get grounded and centered. And then open my eyes when we begin to move. Breathing here. And now we're going to open up into Warrior Two. So we're stretching our arms out. We're looking over our front palm. We're still bending into that front leg. Is your leg burning yet? Mine is. So you can always back out a little and then go back in. Now we're going to flip our front palm, slide our back hand down, and reach back behind us. This is Peaceful Warrior. Continue to bend into that front leg. We're going to come back to Warrior Two. And now we're going to bend our elbow and then float down to that knee. We're trying not to plant. We're trying not to lean in.
We're trying to just like kind of rest. So Andrea, kind of pull up on your, there you go. Perfect. And then sweep that hand over. So this is side angle pose. So we're just gonna breathe here. That front knee is still bent. Okay, go ahead and keep bending into that front knee, pulling back into Peaceful Warrior, back to Warrior Two. Straighten out that front knee. Okay, now we're gonna float into triangle. So we're just gonna kind of twist down like this, keeping those hips facing forward. So Warrior Two, the goal is not to get as low as you can. The goal is to open up. It's like a twist, like you're twisting back. Your arm does not have to be shooting up to the sky. You can have it relaxed if you like. Engaging those abdominals. Michelle, you're folding down too far. Just, there you go. There you go. Couple more breaths. So glad you're doing this. Aren't you glad? Couple more breaths. Keeping that, just bending in, slightly bending into that knee. Floating back. Coming back to Warrior Two. Now we're going to take that back leg and we're going to just step it in a little, and we're going to turn our foot a little bit more forward. It's not completely straight. We're going to windmill our arms down, and we're going to, our hand is going to land inside our front foot, and then we're going to open up to the left. This is twisted triangle. Now float that top hand down, frame your foot, and then push back, push your head down, and just breathe here. You should feel this again in that on the outside of that front leg. Breathing in, maybe do a couple like exhales through your mouth here, just kind of to release any tension that you're holding. Then what we're going to do is we're going to keep those hands planted, and we're going to float our back knee down to the ground. We're going to come up with our hands on our knees. And we're going to do another twist. Okay, I'm going to twist you guys up today. So bring your hands to heart center, and then we're going to twist to the outside of our front knee, and then moving our hands towards our heart center. If you'd like, you can press up, but that's certainly not required. So breathing here, this is a challenging posture. Go ahead and, if you lift it up, float that knee back down. Woo! Look at that, I fell. Okay, and then we're going to fold over that front knee, front leg, straightening out the foot, kind of just folding in. Go ahead and bend your back here, like whatever you need to do. You want to feel this in your glutes. Okay, come to your knees, hands and knees. Now we're in tabletop. I hope I can remember all the stuff I did for the other side. We'll see how I do, right? But it doesn't matter. Okay, ready? We're going to do some cats and cows. So inhaling, arching up. Exhaling, folding in, and lifting that tailbone, dropping the belly, pushing the chest forward. Inhale, folding into cat, dropping that tailbone, pressing that back up towards the sky. Inhaling,
arching up. Exhale, inhale, whatever. Just, do a different breath each time. Inhaling for me. Exhaling for me. So you see what we're doing here today? We're kind of moving from the more challenging into the more restful, kind of to break things up. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. So keeping your hands directly under your shoulders. Go ahead and push your feet back. Now we're in plank again. Now hold here for a few breaths. And then we're going to push up to downward facing dog. And I'm gonna turn around. So let me see. Do I have? Wait, just a sec. Let me see which leg. I'm not sure how to do this. Wait, just a second. Okay, I figured it out. So you're in downward facing dog. So take the opposite leg, raise it up. The opposite leg that you did last time, if that's not obvious. And then we're gonna sweep it forward, up to near the palm of your hand. We're gonna move that back leg out. We're gonna move our hands to our knees. Take a few breaths here. And then we're gonna raise our hands up to the sky. Hips facing forward. Back of that back edge of the foot, kind of pressing into the earth. Crown of the head, raising up to the sky. Oh boy, is it beautiful out here today. And you know what? We're in Florida. It's not too hot today. I don't know where you are, but it's beautiful in Florida. Okay, we're going to open up to Warrior Two. So we just are kind of rotating our hips around to face forward. We're stretching our arms out, looking over our front palm, over our front middle finger if you can. And just focus here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to split our front palm, slide our back palm behind us, floating back into peaceful warrior. You feeling peaceful? I am. Breathing in, breathing out, just being grateful for this day, for the strength in your body, for the surroundings that you have, and for the fact that you have the time in your life to do this practice. Okay, floating back up into Warrior Two. This time we're going to bend our elbow. We're going to float down. Okay, here we are in side angle. Raising that back arm. Breathing here. Trying to remember what I did last time. After this, let me think. I think I did triangle. Okay. My claim to fame, I'm not perfect. Okay, continuing to bend into that front knee, raising up to Warrior Two, straightening that front knee, sweeping back to extended, whatever, peaceful warrior with your front legs straight. And now we're gonna float back into triangle pose. Again, this is more of a twist, so you're moving that top shoulder back, raising your arm up, and no need to go far down on this, only if you can, keeping the integrity of the pose. Oh my gosh, the sun is just shining through these leaves here. It's so beautiful. Making sure not to lock out your front knee. I've had a lot of yoga teachers come and tell me, hey, Cindy, you're locking out that front knee, and sure enough, I have a tendency to do that. So just notice that. Okay, so we're going to bend slightly into that front knee, raising up. What did I do next? Okay, yeah. Yeah, from down there I was supposed to, frame that front foot and then step the back foot in, folding over that front leg, the straight front leg. Breathing in and out. I think we did some breaths out of our mouth last time.
Yeah, then we also did like twist one knee.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to drop that back knee. So now we've got that front knee and the back knee. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to twist outside of that front knee. Trying to bring our thumb towards your heart center. If you like, you can open up, pull your leg back. But that's a pretty advanced posture, so don't feel like you need to do that. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Okay, we're going to come down, frame our foot, drop our knees, coming into tabletop. Oops, the camera fell over. Just one second.